Hello everyone, welcome back to the series. In the previous videos, we covered all the core AspectJ advice types, including before, after returning, and after throwing. In today's video, we'll move on to one of the most powerful advice types in AspectJ, around advice. We'll also learn how to use annotation-based pointcuts, work with multiple aspects, and control their execution using aspect ordering. So, let's get started. In this video, I'll be using Eclipse instead of IntelliJ IDEA. The reason is simple. The AspectJ plugin for IntelliJ is available only in the IntelliJ IDEA Ultimate Edition. On the other hand, Eclipse provides excellent built-in support for AspectJ through the AspectJ Development Tools, AJDT, making it a great choice for this tutorial. So, for this video, we'll use Eclipse and implement everything step by step. As you can see, we already have the logging aspect from the previous video. In this video, we're going to create a new aspect called Metrics Aspect. Inside this aspect, we'll use an annotation-based pointcut along with a round advice. First, let's create a new annotation called metric. Next, set the retention policy to runtime. Now, set the target to element-type.method. Finally, let's add an attribute called API name. We'll use this attribute later inside our aspect to identify which API is being executed. Next, let's create a new AspectJ.aj file. If you're using Eclipse, just follow along with my screen. Name it Metric Aspect. As you can see, Metrics Aspect.aj has been created successfully. Now, the first thing we need to do is define our pointcut. This pointcut will match all methods annotated with our @metric annotation. The annotation-based pointcut syntax is exactly the same as in Spring AOP. As you can see, our pointcut is now ready. Next, let's define our around advice. If you remember from the previous video, around advice must return a value. The return type depends on your use case. In this example, I want to support methods with any return type, so I'll use object. Let's start by typing object as the return type. After the return type, type the around keyword. This tells AspectJ that we're creating an around advice, which executes before and after the target method. Now, after the colon, pass the Pointcut expression. Just like the other advice types, the syntax is exactly the same. We'll simply use the Pointcut we defined earlier. First, let's get the @metric annotation using the join point. Once we have the annotation, we can access all of its attributes, including the API name value. Next, I'll put the API name into the MDC. One important difference in Native AspectJ is that we don't use preceding join point. AspectJ provides the proceed method directly inside the around advice. So, instead of calling joinPoint.proceed, we can simply call proceed. Once you call the proceed method, the actual target method starts executing. After the target method finishes, execution returns to the around advice, and the remaining code continues to run. I'm returning the response directly. If you want to perform any additional processing, such as modifying the response, logging extra information, or adding custom logic, you can do that before returning it. Inside the finally block, I'll calculate the response time. First, I'll capture the start time before calling proceed. Then, after the method execution completes, I'll capture the end time. Finally, I'll calculate the total response time and store it in the MDC. Finally, let's clear the MDC. As you can see, our around advice is now complete. At this point, we have two aspects in our application, logging aspect and metrics aspect. Now let's see how both of these aspects work together during execution. Next, let's add the @metric annotation to our controller API. Before clearing the MDC, let's print one more log message. This lets us verify that the response time is available in the MDC and is automatically included in the log output. Now, let's build the project. Start the application. Now, let's hit the API. Take a look at the console output. As you can see, both aspect log messages are printed, which means both aspects executed successfully. But there's one problem. Notice that the MDC values, like the API name and response time, are not present in the log output. Let's understand why this is happening and then fix it. The reason is simple. By default, Spring Boot's console log pattern doesn't include MDC values. I've already shown you how to configure log4j2 to display MDC values, and that's the approach I recommend for production applications. For this demo, though, I'll keep things simple. I'll just add a single property in the application.properties file so we can quickly display the MDC values in the console. Simply add the logging.pattern.console property. Then, copy the exact same log pattern I'm using on my screen. You can also customize the pattern based on your own requirements. The important part is to include the MDC placeholders so the values appear in your logs. Now, let's build the project again. Now, let's start the application again. Hit the API again. Take a look at the console output this time. As you can see, the MDC values are now being printed correctly. It includes both the API name and the response time. You can also see that the logging aspect is still being triggered, and its log message now automatically includes the MDC values. Now, take a closer look at the execution order. As you can see, the logging aspect executes first. That's why, when its log message is printed, the MDC values are not available yet. The metrics aspect hasn't populated the MDC at that point. So, what if we want to control the execution order of our aspects? Let's see how to define aspect ordering in Native AspectJ.aj files. To define the execution order, let's create a new AJ file. I'll name it aspectorder.aj. Inside this file, the first thing we need to do is use the declare keyword. The declare keyword lets us define AspectJ declarations. Next, use the precedence keyword. This is how we define the execution order of multiple aspects in Native AspectJ. Now, take a look at my screen. Notice the declare precedence keyword here. This keyword tells AspectJ, these are my aspects, and this is the order in which they should execute. In other words, whenever multiple aspects match the same join point, AspectJ follows the order we define using declare precedence. After the colon, define the list of aspects in the order you want them to execute. I want metrics aspect to execute first, followed by logging aspect. As you can see on my screen, this clearly tells AspectJ to execute metrics aspect first, followed by logging aspect. Now, let's start the application again. Hit the API. Take a close look at the console output. As you can see, metrics aspect executes first, exactly as we configured. Now notice the logging aspect log message. This time, it also includes the API name from the MDC. That's because the MDC was populated by metrics aspect before logging aspect executed. And that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss upcoming tutorials. If you have any questions or suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.